A new executive order by Mayor Brandon Johnson is targeting ICE agents in Chicago. The order prohibits ICE from operating on city-owned property. We begin there.
Mayor Brandon Johnson says he considers this another step toward accountability, that more drastic action is needed to rein in what he called a rogue administration. This morning here at the Westside Justice Center, the mayor signed the ICE-free zone executive order.
Man, I don't know how y'all Chicagoans do it. Voting in clowns like this Brandon Johnson dude. Like, what has he done? And I'm sure if you rewind the clock back to his campaign when he was running for mayor, yeah, I knew he was going up against that one crazy chick who was probably, I don't even know if she was worse than he is. How do y'all do it? Like, what is in the water up there? What's up? What's going on in Lake Michigan for y'all just to like lose your mind? You vote in people time and time again who do not give a damn about you. And they demonstrate that by their actions, by their policies. This man cares more about illegal immigrants. You don't see him signing executive orders, at least to my knowledge. Let me say that. I don't see him signing executive orders to try to clean up the violence and the crime and the homicides going on in Chicago. But yet, God forbid, you do something, you do something where you're trying to enforce the law when it comes to illegal immigrants. That dude's going to kill himself in order to protect these folks. I really hope that y'all wake up for real.
The order makes it illegal for federal immigration agents to use city-owned property for their operations. On display, a sign that will be posted at places that include CPS and Park District parking lots. The order does not direct Chicago police to get involved if agents violate the order. The mayor says it lays the groundwork for the city law department to take those agents to court. As justification, the mayor pointed to last week's raid of a South Shore apartment building. Agents arrested 37 people. Children were present. Some residents were held for hours. The Department of Homeland Security says some of those people had criminal records. Also, Saturday's shooting of a woman by agents at 39th and Kedzie in Brighton Park. Homeland Security says agents were forced to defend themselves because she was carrying a semi-automatic weapon. She is one of two people facing federal charges.
Yeah, sometimes when you do police work, police investigations, especially in light of the fact that we have millions of people enter into our country over the last 4 years, yeah, some of your investigations are going to take a while. They just have to be considered reasonable. When you're dealing with a large group of people in an entire apartment complex, you need to know who's there and who should be there and who shouldn't be there. Context matters, y'all. When people hear this, a lot of times it pulls on the heartstrings. You're like, oh, they had kids outside and they were outside for a really long time. And I get it, and it could suck. And it's possible that these officers could have overstepped their bounds. But considering the volume of work that they have to do because of what this previous administration did, if anybody's suffering, it's because of the fools like Pritzker and Johnson and Biden beforehand, and Kamala Harris, as she was supposed to have been the border czar. They're not doing anybody any favors. And again, if you think that this is a race issue, I would say you're right, but it's not how you see it. Because over the last 4 years, in the previous administration, I can recall time and time again watching some of these city council meetings, and predominantly, overwhelmingly, you would see Black folks talking about how they're being mistreated and how the law is being used against them. That's what's really going on, and how a lot of these illegals are getting the benefits that they should have been getting. That's what's really going on, y'all. And a lot of y'all don't get it. But I really hope and pray, as I said earlier, that y'all wake up, smell the coffee, see what's really happening.
Today's order was the mayor's third in connection with Operation Midway Blitz.
But I mean, 3 orders about this.
We have a rogue, reckless group of heavily armed mass individuals roaming throughout our city that are not accountable to the people of Chicago. Their actions put all Chicagoans at risk.
And just listen to the verbiage. He's talking like these people are just some tyrannical group of rogue people doing whatever that they want to do. But they are literally federal agents doing their job. And he's trying to stop them. This dude is backwards, y'all. These Marxists, these socialists, they foment chaos. They want violent revolutions. They hate capitalism. That's primarily what they're against. And they want to see everything that we know, all of our institutions, legal, the federal government, finances, law enforcement, the church, the family. They want to see all of these aspects of our society collapse. And this dude is the poster child for this nonsense.
When protesters confronted federal immigration agents in Brighton Park on Saturday, they were met with pepper balls and more repression. The fact is, we cannot allow them to rampage throughout our city with no checks or balances.
And the ones that are really rampaging throughout the city aren't the ICE agents, it's these protesters. A lot of them have been violent. I mentioned it before, 1,000% increase attacks on ICE agents. People like this, I'm telling you, man, I have to literally pray for these folks because sometimes I get so angry at the rhetoric that they spew. And the people who assume that what they say is true, and they never fact check these people. All you have to do is go online and watch some video content on some of these ICE protests around the nation, Portland, Chicago, LA, various cities like that. And you'll see what really goes on. And these are boots on the ground. There are some people who are part of these organizations or just some independent reporters who are there documenting everything that's going on. You'll see what's really happening. You'll see these activists, these revolutionaries getting up in the face of these ICE agents, making threats. But now under Trump's second administration, because the first time around, he barely did anything, but he's trying to do a whole lot more now, and I applaud him for it. But now you see these folks snatching these people up, making an example about them. And I'm here for every bit of it.
Nobody is above the law. If we break the law,
except if you're an illegal immigrant. Man, sit down, bro. Sit down. This dude is so dumb, it's ridiculous. And it, forgive me, Lord, but it really gives me an anger, like a serious anger towards these people who are intentionally misguiding people to make these ICE agents out to be the villain. Man, I'm telling you, the political left, they hate law and order. And every time they get in power, they demonstrate it over and over again. They're trying to prevent Trump from actually bringing the National Guard and federal officers, federal law enforcement into Chicago to stop all the killing and all the shooting. And they're trying to blame him and make him out to be the bad guy. I'm telling y'all, if you continue to vote people like this into office, you get what you deserve. But my heart goes out to the people who actually know better. But if it was me, I'd get the heck up out of that city. I don't care how long I've been there.
you should be held accountable. If Congress will not check this administration, then Chicago will.
Talking bad like he did something. Embarrassment.
We have reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for a response to the mayor's executive order. Also, regarding the National Guard deployment, a Defense Department memo says 300 Illinois Guardsmen will be deployed. On top of that, 400 Texas National Guardsmen will be deployed to Illinois, Oregon, and other locations to protect ICE and Border Patrol officers from protesters.
Now, I know Trump was getting some pushback. There had been some rogue judge out there who was blocking his deployment of the National Guard. I don't know where that stands as of the making of this video, but this thing is really getting out of control. And in light of all the tension, the Charlie Kirk assassination, everything that's been going on, the ICE riots and raids, I don't know where this is going. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. What do you think is going to come about from all of this? But before you go, check out this video above. I think you'll appreciate it.